Take 3. Hey, what's up, G?
Zach G mixed it.
Hey, it's the art of revolution.
Push the masses away from the media. Every day it's a new distraction from what matters to me. And you get the public together to speak in front of the theater with a microphone dangling. Congress tied up and they hearing us like, hey y'all, I'm holding this microphone like a K-Dog. And with this A-Y'all, I kick the revolution way off. Today's the day, dog. They ain't like us, I'm quoting K-Dog. I'm from the days of face-to-face conversations like, hey, wait up. The fake is blatant, we ain't the racist. The claim is baseless, they taking face pics. The trade for information, take away your simple basics. The day-to-day Satan worship is taking place. It's your chance to speak your mind and probably your last time. Time is running out, we hustle every day for peace of mind. Cheap and grind, that's what I'm saying when I'm out here getting mine. Get in line, the time to make a difference is not. Push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say and now's your time to say it, dude. Like push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say and now's your time to say it, dude. Like.
Welcome to the Art of a Revolution. Tommy Prophet and the whole shebang bang. I guess we have some. This is a surprise one. I haven't had time to research it. But we have Angel in the house with some information that is fucking mind-blowing. Take it away, brother.
What is up, everybody? So yeah, listen, I don't know, man. I came across this information literally just yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. So I was watching, I think it was Sunday Cool or one of these podcasts, and you know they always talk about some crazy stuff. And what happened was they brought up this story about a guy named Cliff High. Now, I'm on Cliff High's YouTube channel right here. You can see he's not like he doesn't even have like 10,000 subs, right? 9.5 thousand subs.
Yeah.
In this video right here, I'm going to explain the title in a second. It says 39 Days to Melee, Trump and Rogan Temporal Marker, Cliff High Explorer's Guide to Sci-Fi World. Now, this was posted, it premiered on October 16th, 2024, okay?
Yeah.
Just for context, well, I was thinking, excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold, so. Just for context, we all know that Trump did the Joe Rogan interview. It was officially announced on October 22nd. Mm-hmm. So basically, 6 days after this video was posted by Cliff, the announcement that Joe Rogan was going to be interviewing Trump was made. Now, prior to that, there had been speculation about it, but the reason he titled his video here, 39 Days to Melee, Trump and Rogan Temporal Marker, is because of something he discovered in 2009. So I'm going to pull my...
And you got, and so basically just so people who are watching, this guy, so Angel, this guy's been accurate on these predictions is what you're saying. For how long has he been accurate on these predictions?
So he created this web bot to make predictions on the stock market initially in the 1990s. Oh, now, wow. A lot of them have been accurate and some of them have not been, but that's like with any, predicting model, right?
Yeah.
However, some of the stuff that he did accurately predict was like 9/11, okay? Yeah. Things like that, world events. Big so one. Here's the Wikipedia page, bro, about his web bot, okay? So WebBot is an internet bot computer program whose developers claim is able to predict future events by tracking keywords entered on the internet. It was developed in 1997, originally to predict stock market trends. The creator of WebBot project, Cliff High, that's Cliff with one F, along with his associate, George, I guess his name's Uri, it's U-R-E, maybe I don't know. George keep the technology and algorithms largely secret and then sell the predictions via his website. Oh, wow. Now, basically what this thing does is it's just tracking keywords being entered on the internet. It's tracking basically trending keyword searches, right? So it's a spider crawler. It's what it is. Yeah. Now, it goes more into some of this stuff that it talks about. Here's some of the claimed hits. The Northeast blackout of 2003, the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake, Hurricane Katrina. These are things that they predicted using this web bot that came true. Another one was 9/11, I believe. Now, here's what's crazy. In 2009, his web bot made a prediction that within 39 days of what he called a temporal marker, which would be basically a triggering event, that within 39 days of this triggering event, that there would be a visible buildup to a moment where we would witness alien attacks, like something that was along the lines of an alien spacecraft or UFO. It would be openly disclosed that there was an alien spacecraft, that there was an attack, there was an altercation, conflict, whatever you want to call it, and that our government would essentially have shot one of these things out of the sky, and it's all going to be made public. This whole melee event was supposed to follow within 39 days of the temporal marker. So I'm over here on his video. If anybody goes to Cliff High-Sci-Fi World on YouTube, 39 days to melee, Trump and Rogan, temporal marker. Yeah. And on 26 minutes and 41 seconds in. I'm going to play it real quick and let you hear what it's saying, okay?
We don't have audio.
Can you guys hear the audio at all?
No audio. I can't.
I am sharing the audio, so they should be able to hear it.
So we're not getting it. You're gonna have to fiddle with that one, but either that or you're gonna have to kind of walk it through, because it's that definitely not pick. It started to pick it up for a second. Throw it back 10 seconds and hit play. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, all right. Let's do that.
No audio.
No audio. Okay, hold on. Let me check something real quick.
That's crazy, dude. And so we're looking. So you're talking about this is already trending on the internet. Well, just so people who are just tuning in, I see we got a couple more people in here. He called me.
What's up, guys?
He called me about 30 minutes ago. We got Dean Dunbar, the man, the myth, the legend from the UK in there saying what's up. But we got so I got a call from Gold Pills about 30 minutes ago from Angel. And you were saying this is trending.
Well, I don't know that this is trending. I know nobody's talking about this right now.
Okay.
But there's something trending right now related to this. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just walk through it. So, real quick for everyone that's just tuning in, and if you guys want, you can share this too. Share this live, because I'm about to show you guys something that's gonna blow your mind.
Hell, everybody guys know, share it. We're working on the audio. Keep going. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, please. This is nothing. Nobody else is talking about this. I found out about this guy Cliff High yesterday. I found out about the prediction of the Trump Rogan trigger event that would lead to a 39-day countdown to the exposure of an alien attack, a very publicly disclosed alien encounter with our military or some ground forces that would shoot down a UFO. And this was predicted by his web bot that he created in 1997. The web bot made the prediction that this was in 2009. The web bot made a prediction in 2009, okay, that following a triggering event, what he calls a temporal marker, there would be this alien encounter thing, this public alien melee. Now, the temporal marker, the triggering event, was Joe Rogan interviewing Donald Trump. Now, at the time, Joe Rogan did have a podcast in 2009, but it had not yet blown up.
Yeah.
Okay. He was still doing it while he was still acting and fighting and stuff. Okay. Now, in this video, in this part right here, he's talking about the countdown, the 39-day countdown, that there would be this visible contention. So basically, things that would be happening in public sight that would eventually lead to this event, this melee, where, you know, it would involve, I guess, the alien spacecraft being shot down by U.S. forces. Now, he posted this again October 16th, 2024. You guys can go to this video, Cliff High Sci-Fi World on YouTube. Okay. October 16th is when he posted this. They officially announced Trump being interviewed by Rogan on October 22nd, and the podcast was scheduled to be recorded on October 25th, which it was. Now, October 25th, if that was the date of the temporal marker, that would mean 39 days from then would be December 3rd, okay?
Yeah.
However, I found out about this guy yesterday. I saw this video here that he posted on the 16th. And then today, approximately 4 hours ago, I see this from Timcast IRL. News reports claim police collected UFO debris. Alien craft have crashed on people. And I watched the video, and they straight up said this thing was shot down, broad daylight, in front of everybody.
Holy shit. I'm trying to pull it up over here, too. So just in case we don't get your audio, I'll have it on mine. So I might have to run and grab a charger cord real fast.
No worries.
But if I do, for the other computer, so we're gonna pull this up because I want to see this, dude. This is it sounds like we are about to get some super interesting things here going on.
Yeah.
Right now. Let me see here.
I mean, tell me this is nuts, though, bro. I literally saw this yesterday. I can show you guys. The video was on Sunday Cool's podcast. Let me see if I can pull that up too.
Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna pull up a screen share on my end. See if we can get it. Give me just a second. Let's go.
Here we go. 1 day ago. Okay, Hardy's ghost story. This is the Sunday Cool podcast. Okay. Hardy's ghost story, UFO predictions, and mind control frequencies. These guys are always talking about some wild stuff, bro. I love their show. So entertaining.
Right.
But
let me get hold on 1 second. I'm gonna bring the other one back in. Hold on. Gotta mute the mic, god damn it. All right, here we go. Screen share. Let's see here. I think I got it. We might have to switch screen shares. Let's try this out real quick. YouTube.
What if I stop this?
Yeah, share. Hold on. So what are we looking for? 39 days to melee, right?
Yeah. It says that I can share. Oh, hold on. I have to do it using. I can only do it if I'm sharing the Chrome tab. Okay. I figured it out. We got it. I'm about to play the video.
All right, throw it. Send it. Let me pull my other guy out here. There we go.
All right. Go ahead and pull the other screen up.
Add the stage. Boom.
All right, check it out, bro. Let's go. Listen to this.
Months for all we know. But what we do have some justification for suggesting is that there will be 39 days between the temporal marker of the Trump interview and the appearance of this visible contention. And we're not talking, people taking on migrant gangs that are taking over apartment buildings. That kind of visible contention may well be in there, but the stuff that had been motivating me to get hold of Dick Allgaier was the visible contention between space aliens. Okay, so
you heard him say it, bro.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. And so this guy's accurate is basically from what I was reading, he's pretty accurate on major events through his bot or his predictive software. And now he's coming out and saying we're going to have like a legitimate alien issue.
Yeah. So he's been hit or miss with the web bot, like with any kind of predictable, software. Yeah. But the stuff that listen, bro, I knew about this yesterday. Yesterday on the Sunday Cool podcast, they said that this guy made this prediction in 2009. So I was like, what? I'm going to go look him up. So I go and look it up. I see the information on Wikipedia. I find this video, right?
So this video is from 2009?
No.
Okay.
his prediction was made in 2009 about the Trump Rogan podcast triggering the event that would lead to the space alien contention, right?
Yeah.
This prediction was made in 2009. This video was posted October 16th, 6 days before the Trump and Joe Rogan interview was even announced.
Oh, wow.
Now,
wow.
considering what I just told you, listen to what he
suggesting is that there will be 39 days between the temporal marker of the Trump interview and the appearance of this visible contention. And we're not talking, people taking on migrant gangs that are taking over apartment buildings. That kind of visible contention may well be in there, but the stuff that had been motivating me to get hold of Dick Allgaier was the visible contention between space aliens. Okay, so, or whatever, right? Alien reproduction vehicles or whatever the hell. Who knows what's going on? Because we can't validate any of it at this point, right? But the data set said that 39 days after the this temporal marker, giant, huge, iconic temporal marker, to be honest, I never thought I would live to actually see it occur. In the interview with Dick Allgaier, I was, had just gone.
That's insane, dude.
Was hanging on and entering into the recovery period, right? And so that took 2019, 2020, 21, and about half of 22. Then I was fit enough to go on to this next phase, which was the rebuilding of my fighting frame by way of building an Aikido body, they call it. You have to go and understand Shinshin Soitsu Aikido, Tohei Sensei, O Sensei, Ueshiba, O Sensei, in the techniques. Okay, but and I'm 71 now, and I'm able.
It's crazy. He had to cut that out from YouTube to not get.
Yeah.
You can
get hit. Yeah. So now what happened with? So we got some UFO debris. I heard you mention it. I don't know if I misheard it, but there's actually been some sort of UFO debris that was.
Yeah. Let me try to get that. Let me try to get that tab up. Hold up.
So that guy, before the Joe Rogan podcast was even announced, is when he put that video out. And then 39 days from the video or 39 days from the Joe Rogan podcast is the count. Where's the countdown start?
39 days from the Joe Rogan podcast. Within 39 days, there would be what he called visible contention, meaning things happening involving space aliens. So it's alleged space aliens.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead and add the other screen real quick.
All right. Give me just a second.
So I got the audio shared on this tab, and this is what I found today. So this is from a news report from 4 hours ago on Timcast IRL. It says news reports claim police collected UFO debris, alien craft have crashed on people. I'm going to play that real quick.
It crashed on.
HI is the term. Let me see if we can pull this up here. Here you go. Yeah, right there. A long way. They live programs, descriptions in possession. To pull back the curtain, has heard intelligence. Yeah, there were vehicles that we believe were created by.
That guy's no small.
So what is a balloon?
Here we go.
You know what I mean? Before that. So what is a balloon? You know what I mean? There was some weird balloons,
interdimensional strings.
But this is another story that's coming out, and look at that one, the Chinese weather balloon, surveillance balloon. Sorry, There's another story that's coming out right around the time we had these UFO hearings that kind of got glossed over, and now I'm wondering what they're hiding about the UFOs. Because normally when a UFO story comes out, like Hunter Biden shot a dog or something, and they're like, "Quick, aliens!" This time the alien story happened, the hearings happened, and no one talked about it.
No one really cares. I posted about it as it was happening. Everyone was like, wait, there's one happening right now. But it's been this way. I mean, I keep thinking of the New York Times in 2015, I think it was. They literally had an article that said, we have vehicles in space, not of Earth origin. No one cared.
I feel like
no one cared.
Look at this story from the New York Post. Congressional UFO hearing details alleged secret government programs.
This is going on right now. This congressional UFO hearing is live right now. See? If you guys go to Crux on YouTube, or I know you can't see it right now, but I'll show you in a second. but it's live right now.
Descriptions of non-alien craft.
Yeah, they said they had biologics in possession.
NHI is the term. Let me see if I can, if we can pull this up here. Here you go. Yeah, right there. A long-awaited hearing that promised to pull back the curtain has heard witnesses about alleged secret crash retrieval programs' communication with non-human intelligence. So apparently in this hearing, they said, yeah, there were vehicles that we believe were created by non-human intelligence. They crashed and they killed people.
They had a hard time.
This is nuts, bro.
Yeah. That is fucking insane. So our F-16 shot down some sort of unidentified, unexplainable, not
octagon-shaped object
out of the fucking sky, and it's in the news.
Yep.
Right, and so you think the actual attack is going to be based on retribution from that?
I don't know, because if anybody who's really researched this stuff, there's been incidents like this before, and I don't think that there is any kind of an attack. I think, you know, I'm of the school. You know me, bro. I'm a gospel believer. You know,
yeah.
I'm 100% sure that there's no life on other planets. I'm 100% sure that. And
I'm not.
And
go ahead.
Even if I don't believe flat Earth, and I do believe there's a universe out there, even with that, it doesn't matter if space is real, the Earth isn't flat, and we're in one of billions and trillions of planets. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
there's been no evidence shown from what we've been able to observe scientifically in our solar system or beyond that there is extraterrestrial life that originated from another planet.
Yeah,
we do have evidence of this UAP. This
that we know of, though, is basically.
What? Say that again.
There's no evidence that we know of.
We currently have no evidence that these craft or these beings we're encountering, because we are encountering something. Let me be 100% clear. We have tons of evidence of encounters with beings that are highly intelligent, highly technologically advanced, and seem to have an extremely vested interest in what's happening on our planet. But we don't necessarily, even with them telling us that they're from another star system, there's no evidence to suggest that they are. It's basically we're just believing what they're saying, and that's it. And the thing about that is that this, believe it or not, this is a repeat of literally what's happened in ancient manuscripts. You know,
the Anunnaki,
a lot of manuscripts around the world. These things haven't just told us they were aliens. Now, in modern times, they're telling us they're aliens.
Yeah.
Back when they wrote the Sanskrit poems thousands of years ago, they told them they were their gods. Yeah. When they landed the Dogon tribe in Africa, they told them that they were gods from Sirius.
The cuneiform, all that shit.
Yeah. So they're landing. If those stories are real, and I don't know if they are or they aren't, right?
Yeah.
I believe in the historicity of the Bible, but some of these ancient poems and stuff about these gods and the Vimana, it's very similar to what we're seeing now, and except they weren't telling the people they were aliens back then. They were gods. Even this whole thing about the Anunnaki, it's a modern interpretation to claim the Anunnaki were from another planet.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing.
Yeah.
It was all Zachariah Sitchin.
Yeah.
And the guys from Ancient Aliens. We can thank History Channel for that.
It's kind of bullshit too.
It is. It's a bunch of BS, bro. If you read, what they do is they're taking a mix of the cuneiform tablets of creation and the stories of Babylonian deities, and they're mixing them together. So their claim is that the Anunnaki are from another planet. They were advanced technologically. Nibiru, the planet X, right? They claim that these alien beings came down to Earth, created slaves out of man by mixing their DNA with man's DNA, created a hybrid race, used them as slave labor, and then they had a war over who was going to control them, if they were going to control them or let them free or let them evolve to be a higher species, that they were both intellectually smart and capable of spirituality and all this other stuff. So there's this whole story that's mixed in there. None of it's true. None of it even exists in the tablets or in the Babylonian texts.
Okay. Well, unless you're Billy Carson.
Yeah. That guy, bro, he is something else, dude.
Yeah.
But here's the thing too about Billy Carson. I'm glad you bring that up.
Yeah.
Billy Carson is an ET contactee. Most of the information he's got, he's been led to discover after being physically in contact with extraterrestrials, alleged extraterrestrials.
That's what he says, though.
Oh, I believe him. I've researched and investigated cases. I've spoken to people who have been on these ships, and I've seen home pictures from home cameras on board spacecrafts. I've seen tons of them. Okay, I 100% believe that these people are encountering these beings, but I'm 100% convinced that they're not aliens from another planet.
So say the Anunnaki comes back, is whatever they're called. We're just going to use the words that everybody knows for right now, right? And the last time these so-called beings were here or not, whatever, speculative, they had us convinced we're gods and we can fight back. So all of a sudden they pop back in and we knock one of their ships down, right? Because the way I was hearing it, the first guy said there's going to be some sort of belligerent encounter or some sort of a conflict with these beings. So the U.S. government and F-16s, they knocked down a fucking one of these ships, right? And then so they're like, what the fuck? These humans or whoever those other people are coming back in here, and they're pissed off because we knocked it down. And so this guy's predicting a conflict with those beings.
Now, here's another reason why I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Let's say, like you said, for the sake of argument, these really are aliens from another star system.
Yeah.
The degree of intelligence needed to create technology that would allow them to travel light years of space.
Oh, I can
without it taking light years.
Yeah.
It's so far beyond what we're capable of. It would not be possible for us to shoot them down. In the secular mindset, the idea of science being akin to magic, these are gods. They are gods. They are producing godlike capabilities to be able to transport themselves or their material or whatever in between worlds. And we're going to shoot them down with what? What on an F-16 is going to shoot down the chariots of gods?
Think about it. If it is that kind of situation and it is chariots of the gods, maybe if they come in here not expecting to get hit with the tomahawk and get hit with the tomahawk, so their defenses are down. So it's either that they came in here thinking
they wouldn't need defenses.
Well, they're coming. I know, I get what you're saying, but they shot something down over the skies somewhere in America recently.
Allegedly.
There's the Battle of Los Angeles. Look at that. That was real. Allegedly, you're right. So if
we shot whatever this was, we shot at it for 45 minutes straight.
Didn't hit shit.
1,500 rounds of anti-aircraft weaponry. Look at this car. This car is all jacked up. That's from the flak raining down.
I know, but that was World War II. The Battle of Los Angeles was World War II. We're talking about modern days where they have hypersonic missiles attached to the wings of F-16s. So things are different. What I'm saying is, this guy predicted something. So either he predicted a fallacy, he predicted something correctly, and what was it that we shot down over those skies? Octagonal, or what they call it?
Yeah, the octagon-shaped UFO.
Yeah, I mean something happened, and this guy, what you're reading and stuff like that is kind of scary.
Well, what I'm saying is it's all part of the deception.
Yeah.
If my theory is correct,
okay,
and I 100% believe that this is correct.
Well, you're pretty correct.
That these are fallen angels that are planning a global deception.
Yeah.
Because they know that the second coming of Christ is going to happen soon.
Oh,
okay.
Man.
And the reason that we know that they believe it's going to happen soon is that this stuff wasn't happening on this scale 200 years ago, 300 years ago, 500 years ago. This wasn't even happening on the scale 100 years ago. We're living in a time of complete censorship, and this can't be contained. How fast it's happening. There are millions of people, millions upon millions of people on this planet alive currently who believe they've had these kind of encounters.
Yes,
okay?
I agree.
So it's happening at a much more rapid pace than it has in previous decades or centuries.
Well,
now,
go ahead.
Now, just that, I'm just saying, I think that's part of my theory, right? Is that as we get closer to the second coming of Christ, everything that Satan does is to try to pervert something that God's doing, right? So God is, and it's everything. God creates sex and male and female and families, the nuclear family unit, strong societies. What does the devil do? It's all perverted. It's all backwards. Men can be boys, men can be girls, girls can be boys, pedophilia, all this stuff. Okay. It's just a perversion, right? Sleeping around, all this stuff. Okay. Whatever God created, the devil tries to pervert it. Now, God created, God talks about in the Bible, God promises us there's going to be a physical resurrection. Jesus Christ was resurrected from the dead to prove that he was God, and that the promise made that there would be a physical resurrection in the end times for a judgment day was going to be a literal physical resurrection. What does the devil pervert that as? Zombie apocalypse. Now, the Bible promises that there's going to be the stars are going to fall out of the sky. There's going to be signs of the heaven. The angels are going to come down and wage some kind of a battle.
Yes.
Right? What does the devil pervert that as? Alien invasion. So to me, the idea that we have all these things happening, and no matter how you want to, let's say, interpret prophetic word, prophetic knowledge, however you want to interpret the prophecies of the Bible, which a lot of it is, seemingly vague enough to be interpreted different ways because people have thought so many things in the past have been a fulfillment of some prophecy. But there's some things that are very direct. Some things are very direct, like the moon turning to blood. You know about that one, right?
Well, I mean, I hear a lot about it, and I see it every single year. I see a heart.
No, I'm not talking about the moon looking like it's red.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Joel 2:31.
Okay. Let me look this up.
Look in the book. It says, "The sun and the moon shall be darkened." Oh wait, no, this is not. Let me look at the full chapter here. Joel 3:15. Which one is that? Joel.
If you guys are on, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure, commenting and liking definitely help the algorithm. Let's get up in there. Get one of us from down here in there so we can be up there. Yada, bang, bang. Anyways, keep going.
All right. So in King James versions, this is Joel 2:31. That's what it was, not 3:31. "The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord." Before the great and terrible day of the Lord. So the sun will be turned into darkness and the moon into blood. Now, there's two things that are a part of this that I think is interesting. There's a plan being put into action right now, right? We already know they're spraying chemtrails.
Yeah.
Bill Gates is going to try to spray dust into the atmosphere to block the sun.
I know.
Okay, we know that.
Yeah.
All right. So if something like that were to happen, that would definitely be fulfilling a prophecy. But here's the other thing. This is from NASA's website. "The moon is rusting and researchers want to know why."
Well, how
now,
is
if you guys know, what's that?
How is it possible if the moon rusting?
That's a good question because rusting requires oxidation, and there's no oxygen on the moon in the atmosphere, allegedly.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So while our moon is airless, research indicates the presence of hematite, a form of rust that normally requires oxygen and water. This has scientists puzzled. Now, real quick, I want to go ahead and tell you guys the origin of the word hematite is from a Greek word Okay. Hematite is from a Greek word.
So this is the etymology.
Hematite. Emia. Yeah, this is the etymology of the word hematite from emia I believe in Greek.
Yeah.
Here we go. The word forming element in pathology meaning condition of the blood.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay? Holy
condition
shit.
of the blood. You reading that?
Yeah, that's fucking insanity at its finest.
Hematite. Emia. Okay. Wow. It's a modern Latin combining form of the Greek word haima or haimatos, meaning blood.
Yeah.
Okay. Hematite its etymology originates from the Greek word for blood.
Yeah.
Hematite rust is turning the moon red, bro.
That's insane. So it's blood red. And it says that basically it's saying it's going to turn blood red, not of blood, right?
Well, it said it would turn to blood.
Yeah.
So looking at that verse, the scripture again, let's try to break it down, okay?
All right. That's insane. It's fucking. And you don't think about it, but yeah.
Joel was originally written in Hebrew. Okay.
Yeah. So what's the Greek? Well, I mean, everything was originally written in Hebrew or Aramaic.
It was translated to Latin and Greek. Yeah, at one point it was translated to Latin in the Vulgate translation, and then to Greek, Keone Greek, in the Septuagint.
That's fucking crazy, dude. You move them fingers too fast, buddy.
Yeah, I got a lot of practice.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the breakdown of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
In this context, this is the breakdown. So the breakdown of the word blood in this verse, it says the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood. Okay, here's what it looks like in the Hebrew.
Yeah.
And the word blood here is dam.
Yeah.
The root of the word is dalet mem, which is standard term for blood in Hebrew.
Yeah.
The usage of this verse in this context, dam, blood, is metaphorical, symbolizing the color of blood like a deep red or crimson appearance of the moon.
That's crazy. And again, hemoglobin, hematoma.
Yes. It all comes from the Greek haima, which is blood.
Yeah. And that's crazy that the hematite, is causing the moon to rust, to turn to blood. Basically, so when they translated it to Greek, the same word would have been blood. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it was going to be bleeding. It just meant it was going to turn a certain color, right?
Yeah, in this particular instance, the way that it was used contextually was that it would turn the color of blood. But how interesting that the rust we found present on the moon, it's turning the moon red. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't have oxygen, it doesn't have water. We're told it's an airless environment, yet somehow it's rusting the same way that Mars is covered with rust. Mars has oxygen and water on the surface.
A lot of it.
But the iron on the surface of the planet is turning rusty red from the presence, it's oxidization, right?
Yeah.
Now, the moon is beginning to rust in the same way. It's beginning to turn red, and it's because of the presence of this hematite form of rust. Hematite, of course, being derived from the Greek word for blood, haima.
Yes. Yeah. That's fucking crazy, dude. And then so let's go back to this F-16. Do you have any other info? Hold on one second. Keep going, brother. Give me just 1 second. I'll be right back. Break it down.
I'm gonna see if I can find the article that they were actually looking at.
You got it. Hey, what's up?
Go to YouTube.
Hey,
All right, let's see here. Where's my history? Oh, it's right here. Wonder if they have the article up. Let me see if I can find the article. I guess not. All right.
They had a hard time it was posted about it as it was happening. Everyone
coming out and look at that one. Object as on third such incident.
The Daily Mail. It looks like it came out yesterday. Let's see. Daily Mail UFO crash.
How do they know that it's not? How do they? It's saying alien, but how do we know that it's not military?
Well, it's not. It doesn't really say alien. Hold on. They never say alien.
The Timcast.
They never actually say alien.
That Timcast. I just read it when you had the Timcast thing on.
They had a hard time defining
UFO debris
from the Daily Mail.
Alien craft crash on people. That's just Tim. That's just Timcast channel saying that.
Right.
It says here, police collect wreckage of octagonal shaped UFO shot down by a US F-16 fighter jet.
Damn, this is crazy. Motherfucker was shot down. Where was this at?
I don't know. Canada. This was just really. I guess this happened a while ago because I'm reading this. They didn't say this. The object was taken down February 12th, 2023. So I guess this wasn't something that just happened recently. Well, I guess that is recent, but you know what I mean. I thought this was from because the article came out yesterday, published November 15th, 2024.
Oh, I'll be damned. But that's crazy that it's Canada, not that our community isn't talking about it. At least not my community on Instagram.
Well, check this out. This is happening right now. The UFO here. Well, this was happening. It just ended, I guess, or it's still going. Pentagon's UFO report finds 21 cases that can't be explained. This is live right now in Congress here.
Right, that's right. They've been doing. Imagine the timing, right?
Here we go. U.S. News Live, UFO hearing. Startling claims made by whistleblowers at UFO hearings in Congress. We are not alone in the cosmos. That part I don't doubt. That part I do not doubt.
Right. Did you see the Boebert clip?
The what?
The Boebert clip.
Oh, no, I haven't. No.
From that hearing, she says the Earth is flat. Something about 9/11 and something about Biden getting.
That's dope.
I thought it was.
So yeah, so I was like, I don't know. You heard me talking to Tommy right now, right?
No,
So my theory is this: even if the Earth is not, because I don't believe the Earth is flat, right?
No,
even if the Earth is not flat, and we have all these planets in space, and we're one of trillions, with all of the research we've done, there's been no evidence to show that there's any life that originated on another planet, became super advanced, and is now interacting with us in the way that these UAP and ET contact experiences are happening. I believe 100% in the UAP phenomenon. I believe 100% in the ET contact abduction phenomenon. I believe 100% that these things are not human. It's not the military. It's not fake. And it's not all Project Bluebeam. I also believe in Project Bluebeam because I've seen the technology for myself. And the reason I say that is because I was, at one point in my life, I was heavily involved in researching things on a personal level. All right. Just to kind of give you a background on me, I was 19 years old and I was fascinated with UFOs and aliens. And I remember I was moving to Tucson from Phoenix, and I stopped at this was December of 2004. The first week of December of 2004. So it's the first week of December. I'm at this Barnes and Noble at the Metro Center in Phoenix, right? Which is literally like 10 minutes from me right now. And I went there and I bought this magazine. It was a UFO magazine. And inside this UFO magazine, I saw the story of Billy Meyer. Do you know who Billy Meyer is? I'm about to show you guys something that
we're swapping back out.
probably not where it existed. All this stuff that's going on, the hearing and all these people, I'm light years ahead of this, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care what they have to say. I knew all this stuff was going on a long time ago because the Billy Meyer story case happened in the 70s. Billy Meyer was a one-armed Swiss farmer, and his real name was Albert Edward Meyer. He's from Switzerland. Now, despite being Swiss, he traveled around a lot in his lifetime. In fact, after I found out about his UFO contactee story and how insane this story was, and all the up-close daylight photographs he took with his one arm in a home camera in 1972, decades before Photoshop was readily available to everyone, up-close daylight photos of UFOs, the occupants of these UFOs, inside the UFOs, and pictures taken of space through the portholes of these UFOs. Not faked, bro. And I'm about to show you. A lot of people say they were faked and they were hoaxed and proved that they were, except they proved the ones they could prove. This guy has thousands of them and hundreds of videos. I'm about to tell you guys, it's going to blow your mind.
Put it up there.
Now, listen, the reason I know so much about this is because I read about it in this magazine. It was in 2004, the first week of December. In the magazine, it not only talked about this guy's photographic evidence, and by the way, when I researched his life story before the UFO thing, his real life story is even crazier. Okay, this guy lied about his age to join the French Foreign Legion, ended up traveling. He was like the real life Indiana Jones, bro. Traveled around the world, excavating sites, looking for lost treasures. He ended up, for a period of time, working in the Middle East, helping law enforcement agencies hunt down serial killers. They called him the Phantom, bro. I'm not making any of this up. This guy's story is insane. Say that again. You're cutting up. You're breaking up real bad, Tommy.
Oh,
you're still cutting out. Say it. You're like, we're losing connection. Check your internet connection.
There we go.
There you go.
All right.
I say that again.
I'm sorry, I was losing connection. So the Phantom, was he hitting? He was hunting serial killers. Was he hitting them, taking them out, or what was he doing with them?
I believe he saw some measure of success. I never really dove too deep into it. I just learned a few things about him and was like, who the heck is this guy?
Yeah.
But I come to find out what he's really known for. Okay, what his claim to fame is that he is a UFO contactee, not an abductee. And his story is that he's been in telepathic contact with these human beings from another star system, from the Pleiades star system in Orion's belt, for his whole life almost. And that he was communicating with one of them telepathically, but he thought he was crazy. And he never told anyone about it until one day they asked him to tell people about it. They said, we want you to start telling people. And he's like, they're not going to believe me. You're just a voice in my head. So the voice in his head told him to meet him out in a field, right, by his farm.
And so that's where these pictures come from.
No, the pictures I'm about to show you are this is way later into the story. His whole life, I'm telling you, this happened for years, decades. He was interacting with them, taking photos of them, going on trips with them for decades.
Yeah.
Now, some of the photos have proven to be fake, and I'm going to tell you why that's actually important. Part of his story is that he would invite people to come to him, which was actually pretty dangerous. There's been 27 assassination attempts on his life.
Oh, fuck.
Right? His wife left him over this. So he invited people to come to his farm in Switzerland and see if they could prove that he recreated any of these images. So they would try faking the photos while they were there. Then they would mix the faked photos in with the real photos and explain how they were all fake. And this got published all over the place. Look, he faked them. This is how he did it. Here's pictures of him faking it.
That's because they don't want the information to be out. It sounds like.
I think that those people did it for publicity. I don't think they
Yeah.
care either way. Those people just did it because it was for publicity.
On the map somehow.
Other people have tried. Other people who believe him have tried exploiting him for publicity as well. And he doesn't want anything to do with either of them.
Yeah.
So he stopped. At some point, he stopped inviting people. But at one point, he invited Wendell C. Stevens, who was a United States Air Force captain stationed here in Arizona. He died in the 90s, I believe. He's actually buried at Fort Huachuca, Arizona, where my grandfather was stationed when he was in the Air National Guard. Okay. So here in Arizona, Wendell C. Stevens, you're going to hear in this video I'm about to play. This is a video of them going through his personal photo album, describing the photos that they're seeing. What you're seeing is a video of a video. So this is a video of Wendell's partner, I believe after Wendell died. There's a video of Wendell's partner playing a video on a projector on a screen for these people of the recording him and Wendell took when they were investigating the Billy Meyer as a hoax. And they went there and found, and they believed he was 100% legit. And you're going to hear him talking here in a second, explaining what Billy was telling them these photos were. Okay, ready?
Yeah. His first flight around our solar system. Here's a picture of Mars. By the way, this is not a professional tape. As you can see, these pictures are in a picture album, and I've just got my camcorder out, and Wendell and I are flipping through the pictures. So this is not a produced tape for you to look at. So it'll probably never be on the market, but at least you get a chance to see some of these pictures. This is Mars just from a different direction with the sun very bright on it. Now, here is Mars, but here's one of these satellites. It's in orbit around Mars, made on Earth, unannounced, and is in orbit. This is the spring of 1976, and this device is in orbit around Mars. I don't know exactly who made it or who put it up there. Here's another one. This is Mars again, and here's the light panels, solar panels, and the satellite equipment in orbit around Mars again. This is a different one. This is a dust storm on Mars. Billy wanted to get close and try to take pictures of artifacts. You've all heard about some of the Sedona Plaza on Mars, about the face on Mars that Richard Hoagland and other people have been looking into. Billy published a paper back in the 70s talking about that. There was a race of people lived on Mars. They had a terrible catastrophe about 186,000 years back. At the time, there was about 40 million people killed on Mars, and they're all gone now, of course. So there were societies there, and we will find quite a few remains of their civilization once we get up there. Here he's on board one of their large motherships. This is the side or the edge of a saucer that was parked inside as he was walking by it. Here's Jupiter. Here's the mothership in orbit. They're flying into it to go aboard. It was 17 miles high and about 10 miles in diameter.
God damn it.
He spent 3 days on it. They went to different places in our galaxy to show him around. This was the craft that was right in front of him.
Here's what's crazy. I've seen this in real life.
Yeah.
In 2000 and I want to say it was 2004, 2005. I was with my brothers. We were driving to my mom's house. It was 9 a.m. And I looked because I saw the sun shining off something metallic. And I looked out the window and I seen a classic flying saucer about the size of a jet. It was just about 60 feet, maybe 70 feet above the houses in the suburb of Tucson. It was making no noise whatsoever. I saw it just coasting along, and it wasn't going much faster than our car. Like, it couldn't have been going more than like 50 miles an hour. No noise, no windows, no fuselage, no cockpit, no tail, nothing. No lights, just a solid saucer-shaped piece of metallic substance. At first, the sun shined off of it was blinding me. But once we turned the corner and the sun was no longer beaming off of it, I could clearly see what it was. Now, I tried to get my brother's attention, and I'm like, look, guys, look at this, bro. It's a UFO. I swear to God. And it was one of those moments where everybody looks, and then a tree cut our view off. We came around the other side of the tree and it was no longer visible. So nobody believed me, right? They were like, yeah, there's nothing there, bro. You're tripping. Now we pull up to my mom's house about 90 seconds later, 60 to 90 seconds later. And when we pull up to my mom's house, we're close to the Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. We're just east of there, Rita Ranch. So I pull up to my mom's house and I hear jets scrambling, bro. I mean, there's jets coming from the Air Force Base, our direction. They are low and they are fast.
And it's legit UFO activity is what you're seeing.
What I saw that day was a legit flying saucer. It looked just like Flight of the Navigator, the movie.
That's crazy.
But it wasn't that shape. It looked like that kind of metallic perspective. From my perspective, it looked like that metallic substance. But it was the shape of a classic flying saucer, literally, bro. Two plates put together seamlessly. All one piece of metal. Nothing. There's no landing gear. There's no stabilizing tail. There was no fuselage. There was no portholes. There was nothing on it. It was a low, slow, cruising piece of metal flying in the sky, bro, in the shape of a flying saucer.
That's fucking insane. And
I had my eyes on it for at least 20 seconds. So I wasn't tripping.
You think that's what they shot down over the Great Lakes? I can't believe they put that shit on the news.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. This is what's trip. So I'm trying to tell my brothers, look. And then they look and they don't see nothing. So obviously I smoked one too many, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, 3 days later, I'm leaving a party and I'll have my mom and my friend with me. My mom lives there in Rita Ranch, where I saw that by the Air Force Base. My brother lives all the way out. My friend, he lives all the way out on the other side of town, bro, out by the Mexican border. My mom's like, drop me off at my house first before you take him home. I don't want to be out in the car that long. I was like, man, I'm going to have to do this road trip by myself. That's cool. You know, we're all hungover or whatever. So I went and dropped my mom off at her house, and then I leave. So I'm driving in the same area that I saw that flying saucer, right? Yeah. I'm driving now, the opposite direction, and I got my friend with me. It's the middle of the day. It's the same time, probably like 9, 10 in the morning, right? Broad daylight.
They all saw it too?
Huh?
Did they all see it too this time?
Yeah, so this is I wasn't gonna let it slip this time, bro. This time I saw the sun shining off something metal way up in the sky, way higher. That the first one I saw was right over the houses. Yeah. This time I saw something so far up in the sky, but even as far, I mean, like way high up in the sky, but even from that distance, as far up as it was in the sky, it was almost, in my view, about the size of a quarter, right? Sideways.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I saw, and then I saw the sun shining off of it, and I didn't want to be crazy. So before I even looked at it, I hit my friend. I'm like, hey, look up there real quick, bro.
Yeah.
And he looked up and he said, what the F is that? I look up and I saw this exact image, bro, 1000%. Without a mistake.
Insane.
It was this shape, bro, because I remember the top of it looking straight and then being tapered like this on the ends.
Yeah.
And it was huge. It was huge. Whatever it was huge because it was like miles up in the sky and it was still the size of a quarter to me.
You can kick back.
And what I saw, bro, when we looked at it, he said, what the F is that? While we're both looking at it, it began to disappear. Like in cartoons, like in Tom and Jerry, when they pour that invisible ink over themselves and they disappear like little by little, that's what it did right in front of us.
That's fucking crazy. So this was taken in the 70s, basically right here, right?
1976, this photo album. Yeah, he was taking photos from 1972 to the 1980s. Thousands of them.
You see the same kind of thing happening in your lifetime. Hold on one second. I got my dog is going bananas. Play the rest of the video real quick.
All right, let's go.
He spent 3 days on it. They went to different places in our galaxy to show him around. This was the craft that was right in front of him as they were flying into it. He took a picture of that one. Here again is back at Mars. These aren't in any particular order. Here's another object in orbit around Mars. And look, here's an American flag on it. So there's a couple of things that they put up there that the military's put up that we don't know about. This is a picture of Billy in a suit. He's on a prehistoric planet to see the dinosaurs. He's got a breathing apparatus on. This is the Pleiadian man, and they've stepped outside of the ship so he can see the animal life on this prehistoric world. Got his picture taken too. It's pretty good, isn't it? This jumps back here to, remember the Apollo-Soyuz hookup, us and the Russians back in 76? Billy asked him if he could go up and watch it. They said, okay. They took him up. There's several pictures here of the Apollo-Soyuz hooking up with Earth in the background. Some of the wildest pictures he's got. I mean, just look at the vantage point. The planet's in the background. How else would you get this picture unless you were up there at that particular vantage point? Not a lot of people have that in their photo albums, you know. You can imagine the people at NASA would crack up, you know. They'd probably find it a little hard to believe at first, but they don't have pictures like this. Here it is when it's just hooked up. There's Earth in the background, and here's the two capsules coming together.
That's fucking insane.
This is.
Yeah, you gotta understand, bro. This is I've done so much research. This is why I don't believe that flat Earth and space is fake. I don't believe none of that.
Okay? I don't believe the flat Earth shit either. I think it's fucking crazy.
But here's why. Here's why. You've already seen a few photos in there, even on this grainy video of a grainy video of a grainy photograph. It's clear what you're looking at. And the problem is that he's right. NASA doesn't produce these kind of photos. All the stuff they show us is airbrushed and CGI and amplified and AI enhanced and all this stuff. This guy took these photos in 1976, published them in the 70s, so we know the timeline is accurate. And not only that, he did it with a home camera. Now, 1976, bro, that was about a decade before Photoshop was even invented, and a decade and a half before Steven Spielberg, the world's best special effects producer, created E.T. out of modeling clay and chicken wire.
That's insane. And then another thing too, you know, you got to think of like, so if you put the moon landing in perspective, you know, a lot of people, a lot of these I guess, non-governmental individuals all got discredited. But I believe that the moon landing photos were bullshit. I believe that it was a political stunt.
I believe that they lied to us about everything about the moon landing, but I can't tell you if the photos are real or not. And I'm going to tell you why. I have a huge problem with people, even if they're photo experts, okay? Even if they're a photo expert, my problem is this. You look at a picture of someone on the moon and you say, it looks fake. Tommy, compared to what?
Yeah.
How many photos have you seen taken on the moon? It's the same thing if someone sees a video of a ghost or a UFO or anything, stuff like this. They look at it and they go, oh, that looks fake. Why? Because you can compare it to the hundreds of photos you have of real aliens and real ghosts, right? That you verified were real. It's a bunch, it's arrogance is what it is. I take it from an intellectual perspective, right? I don't know if it's real or not. I base my conclusion on a preponderance of evidence. I don't have a preponderance of evidence that the moon landing, that the photos of the moon landing are fake.
Yeah.
I have nothing to compare them to. And when I investigate the moon landing hoax, the stories about the hoax turn out to be hoaxes as well. So we really don't know.
You got to talk to someone who's way more into the moon landing hoax and the flat earth stuff than I am. Cause I'm not really, I just go off my gut when it comes to that stuff. You know, like my feeling is that it's all bullshit, you know? Sorry, this was such a short notice show, bro. I got all kinds. I have to bounce up one more time. Start playing that again. Give me just a sec.
Yeah. Just so you guys know, if you guys are interested, I got a book about all the flat earth stuff, bro. It's like 5,000 pages if you guys ever want to read it.
I definitely want to read it. Play the next pictures.
All right.
This is the top of the mothership. There's windows, but there was nobody in the windows as they came into it. We really missed out here. Billy shot, he said, 3 or 4 rolls of film inside the mothership, talking to people and going up and down the halls and so forth. He lost all of the pictures. They were all stolen from him. We've only got 2 or 3 of them left, and they're really practically nothing. This is a prehistoric Earth. They're back in time. That's Earth in the background. That's a moon in front of Earth, and he's looking over the surface of another moon. At that point, they told him there were 2 moons in orbit around planet Earth. We think we're about 60 million years back. Here's another picture over the surface. Neither one of those moons is currently the moon that's in orbit now. The moon that's in our orbit now, they say, has only been there around 5 million years. Look at this one. This is another piece of equipment in orbit around Mars, and it's huge. It's like a space station. And it's in orbit around the planet. It's also from Earth. We haven't heard anything about that, have we? Here's the dinosaur pictures. Billy's back inside the ship, and there's a viewing screen in the craft, and he says he's taking these pictures. Here's our first dino. He's got kind of gold-brown skin, got large hind legs, short forelegs, and a head that looks kind of amphibian, like a vegetarian type. Here's the second one. There's a bird here apparently dropping some.
Just so you guys know, these photos, the last two photos that he showed that were part of this photo album, are part of the fake series. The ones with the dinosaurs, I know that for a fact. I know that this one is a fake, and I'm pretty sure it's from the time that those people came and he was trying to show them how the footage he had couldn't be faked, and they had him take a bunch of photos that they could show were faked, and this was one of them. It was a photo, I believe, of an up close of a book, a page of a book or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I'll expand on that probably a little bit later if I can find it, but I'll let this play a little bit more.
Food or something?
That's Charles.
Is that Charles? Charles dropped his food. This one's pretty hard to see. Here's the head of some sort of creature crashing through some bushes here. It's hard to tell. I know it's probably hard to see anyway from back there, but
Last time.
just the idea that someone could actually go back in time just really gets my brain going. There's a bird. There's these eyes.
That's crazy. I was looking at it
When the
on my
plants.
phone, looking at these pictures on my phone while it was playing. It's fucking, the pictures that this guy took are maddening. They're like insane.
Yeah, so here's the other thing now. This photo evidence, bro, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be pretty compelling. Like if we were holding them in our hands right now, we'd have to be questioning our reality, right?
I'm questioning them just looking at my phone screen while I'm running up and down the hallway trying to deal with everything. I'm like looking at these, bumping into shit like, what the fuck is that? Are you serious?
Right, it's nuts, right? Now,
Yes.
check this out. This was not what was convincing for me.
Yeah.
This part here was not what was actually that convincing for me. I'm going to see if I can find.
Did I just get it? Elon, who just commented on my? Oh, never mind. It looked like I got an Elon Musk flame thing going on there. The way it came up on my phone, because I got the X up here, I got the StreamYard, and then I got the YouTube, and then right where the comments go, it says Elon Musk fire 2 flame emojis. I thought we got lucky.
Now,
Anyway.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the video that I'm trying to find for you guys. I'm going to be straight up with you. I'm pretty sure it was scrubbed off the face of the earth. But if I can't, I'm going to tell you in 1 second. So
Yeah.
I wasn't totally convinced because the photography stuff that this guy's story was legit.
Yeah.
Even though that's very convincing, okay? I'm going to tell you that in the magazine I saw in 2004, December, the first week, it talked about not only all these photos that this guy, Billy Meyer, had, but it talked about 10,000 pages of published transcriptions of interviews he did with the aliens, a.k.a. the humans from the Pleiadian. They were called Pleisians. One of them was named Enoch, Henoch. They're called the Prophecies of Enoch.
Okay.
And
Enoch?
he said,
Enoch sounds
yep.
awful close to Enoch, doesn't it?
I know. Trust me. Also, one of the female aliens was called Semjaze, Semjase. Do you know where that word comes from as well?
That sounds like Indian Sanskrit something.
No, it's also in the Book of Enoch. It's one of the fallen
Is it?
angels, bro.
Oh, fuck. And you know what? In the 70s, the Book of Enoch wasn't fully transcribed and people weren't really reading it. There was no internet to go get the Book of Enoch on. And not a lot of people knew about it until the mid-90s. It didn't become a normalized book or a mainstream book into the mid-90s. So I can't imagine, unless this guy Billy Meyer was some sort of fucking biblical scholar or, I guess the Enochian era was pre-Moses, right?
Yes, very much pre-Moses.
So you'd have
Enoch was Noah's grandfather.
And so in the 70s, you would have to be a literal biblical scholar to even understand who Enoch was or to understand what his book was. And even at that time, I don't think the Dead Sea Scrolls, the book of Enoch and the Dead Sea Scrolls or the non-commodity library were fully translated, and the public definitely did not have access to them. So how would this guy know those names? You see what I'm saying? That's where I'm going with that.
All right, so look at the name. It was Semyase. Semyase is the way it's spelled here. Semyase. This is from Billy Meyer's story, the name of one of the aliens. But in the book of Enoch, one of the watchers was named Semyaze.
Holy shit.
Very close.
Pull this up. Hold on. Don't change it yet. Put it back real quick. I just got to make the screen bigger. I got, making sure to make, if I see a comment to respond. So it's, Semyaze. It's almost exactly the same.
Semjaze. Semjase was one of the aliens from Pleiades that Billy Meyer spoke to.
Yeah.
And Semjaze or Semihaza is the name of one of the leaders of the Watchers in the book of Enoch, one of the fallen angels.
That just looks like a name transcription that got changed from language to language down the line, and it's
maybe a transliteration. Now, this could be totally coincidental, but let me say, who is Enoch?
Yeah, holy shit. No, go back, because you got Enoch and Enoch. You type, look at what they're saying, Enoch or Enoch. It's the same fucking name.
Now let's look at this.
Holy shit,
Did Billy Meyer publish a document called The Prophecies of Enoch?
Holy shit.
Yes, Billy Meyer published a document known as the Enoch Prophecies. These prophecies were reportedly communicated to him by extraterrestrial beings called the Plejarin, particularly through an entity named Quetzal. Like Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent?
Yeah, I know. I'm with you already. I'm looking
during a contact on February 28th, 1987.
Holy shit.
Now hold on.
Yeah.
What year was the Enoch Prophecies published? This is what's going to blow your mind, bro. Okay?
Yeah.
The Enoch Prophecies were reportedly first made public in 1987. Okay? They were part of Meyer's ongoing series of extraterrestrial communications. Now let me put this. Did the Enoch Prophecies that were published in 1987 warn of a pending invasion of Iraq by the USA?
No fucking way, dude.
A huge natural disaster that would occur in 2004 or any nuclear plant meltdown.
That would be Katrina, basically. 2004 is Katrina, right?
No.
What was 2011's Katrina, right? Wait a minute. Let me find out. Because 2000.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
The prophecies mention escalating tensions and wars in the Middle East, particularly involving the United States. While they do not explicitly predict the 2003 U.S. invasion of Iraq, they allude to conflicts in the region that could be interpreted as foreseeing such events. They actually did. They actually told him that the U.S. would invade Iraq. Now, this one, the Enoch was look at this. The Enoch prophecies warn of significant natural disasters, including earthquakes and tsunamis. Notably, they describe a massive tsunami in the Indian Ocean, which aligns with the devastating tsunami that occurred on December 26, 2004. Now, do you remember when I told you what date, what week I got this magazine? It was the first week of December of 2004.
Okay.
And in that magazine, it talked about this Enoch prophecies, and it said that they predicted a huge natural catastrophe would occur in 2004. Now, I'm reading this the first week of December. I'm with my aunt, who's a huge skeptic. I show it to her, and she goes, I don't remember nothing happening this year. I said, you're right. I don't remember nothing happening either.
Yeah.
3 weeks later, I'm at home the day after Christmas. I turn on the TV on CNN, and the first words I hear are the largest natural catastrophe to occur in 100 years, and I'm watching the tsunami footage.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
I told you I was going to blow your mind today, bro.
That's fucking crazy.
All right, let's go back now.
I'm looking a bunch of this shit up right now at the same time you're talking about it. So if I'm not looking at the camera, whoever's watching, I'm like following him on this too, just kind of trying to make sure that, I'm there. So don't trip, guys. Keep going, Angel.
Now let's do this. Who is Marcel Vogel? You know who that is? Who is Marcel Vogel, and what accomplishments are attributed to his work? Give me the juice, chat GPT.
Come on with it.
Marcel Vogel was an American research scientist and inventor renowned for his extensive work in luminescence, magnetics, and liquid crystal systems. Over his 27-year tenure at IBM's San Jose Research Center, he secured 32 patents, including the development of the magnetic coating for hard disk drives, a technology still in use today. Beyond his mainstream scientific contributions, this is where it gets juicy, Vogel delved into esoteric studies, particularly focusing on the properties of quartz crystals. Yeah. He pioneered research into crystal healing, designing the Vogel cut crystals, a precisely cut quartz crystal intended to amplify and focus energy for therapeutic purposes. Vogel also explored the concept of plant consciousness, conducting experiments to investigate the potential for communication between plants and humans. His interdisciplinary approach bridged conventional science with metaphysical inquiries, leaving a lasting impact on both fields. This guy is totally respected in the world of computer science, bro, at IBM. This guy is legend. Okay. He died in 1991. Now, let me ask ChatGPT. Did Marcel Vogel have any connection to the Billy Meyer case? Ready?
Go ahead.
Yes. Marcel Vogel, a research chemist at IBM, was connected to the Billy Meyer case through his analysis of metal samples that Meyer claimed were given to him by extraterrestrial beings. In 1979, Vogel examined these samples using a scanning electron microscope and reported several unusual findings. Deoxidation phenomenon. Vogel observed that when he touched the oxide layer of the metal with a stainless steel probe, red streaks appeared, and the oxide coating disappeared, revealing pure metal beneath. He stated, "I've never seen a phenomenon like that before." He noted that one sample contained nearly every element in the periodic table, with each element bonded, yet retaining its own identity.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
I'm going to read that one more time. I don't know if anyone went to chemistry in high school. I'm going to read this one more time. He noted that one sample contained nearly every element in the periodic table, with each element bonded, yet retaining its own identity. At high magnifications, Vogel found that the sample exhibited both metallic and crystalline properties, which he described as very unusual. I'm going to read this. I'm going to break this down for you guys real quick, okay? When he said an example exhibited both metallic and crystalline properties, what he was saying is there was portions of these samples that seemed to have metallurgic and crystallized substances fused together into a new substance, something that has never been accomplished on Earth to this day. We don't know how it happened, and we can't even explain to you how to do it, even if we were given all the tools to show and shown how it was done. It's not possible, according to conventional science. He later on speculated that in order to fuse metallurgic and crystalline substances, that it would take a power source that would be 10,000 times greater than that of our own sun.
Yeah.
Not only could this crystal and metallurgic substances be fused together in any lab on Earth, We don't even have the power to do it in our entire solar system.
Hold on, I'm bringing Trebless in real quick on this too right now because this will blow. You know who he is, right? Paranoid Radio.
Yep, bring him on.
I am right now. I'm emailing him right now. Link. This is gonna blow his mind because they all talk about all this kind of crazy shit and it's fucking mind bending, dude. We'll have to bring him up to speed real quick as soon as he hops in. It should be
yeah. I want to apologize for holding back because this thing just sparked this. I literally, when I say I did 25 years of research on all this stuff, I mean I did 25 years of research, bro. Like I can show you guys a lot of more stuff.
Yeah. Let me make sure I got it right. Paranoid Radio. Hold on. Yeah, dude, we got to get him in because he's got some his insights.
Here we go. I found it.
Let's see.
The unusual thing is the purity of these metals in adjacency to one another without their cross-contamination. They're very sensitive to light. As soon as I expose them to intense light from my microscope, the metal oxidizes very rapidly and just breaks down. I've never seen that. This really took me back. That only happened on Friday.
That shouldn't be possible.
Going back in tonight, I'm having another go at observing and measuring that.
What you're talking about right now, what he's talking about, this is 1970.
Okay, Dr. Rogan, could you tell us about your background briefly?
I'm a senior scientist with IBM in the General Products Division laboratories at Monterey and Cottle Road. My work has been from earliest childhood in the study of the conversion of energy inside of crystals. I started at the age of 7 on the exploration of bioluminescence of firefly, the light of the firefly, and by 11 I was synthesizing the chemical that made the firefly glow, the 3-amino-thallus 1,4-dione. It's a chemical analog to that which is in the firefly, and from that point on I've focused my life on the study of luminescence, the conversion of energy in crystals. The materials that are in your color television, that are fluorescent lamps, and built my own corporation in this, and then developed for IBM the magnetic disk coding memory system, which now IBM uses throughout the world in their disk memories. I've developed the coding. We hold the basic patents for this material, and I've been into the field of material science all of my life. For the past 20 years, since 1960, I've developed a skill in optical microscopy because I wanted to study liquid crystal systems. I said there would be a very important new discoveries made in liquid crystals. These will be useful in watches, display devices, and I proceeded to develop these materials.
We have them now, liquid crystal display, your phone, your smartwatch. Yeah, the screen you guys are watching this on right now, you can thank this guy.
For IBM.
This is fucking crazy.
Yeah, this guy's not some drunk hillbilly seeing a UFO in the swamp. This is legit, bro.
With that, I have put together probably the most complete optical microscopic gear, about almost $250,000 in optical microscopes. And this brings us to the present point where I was contacted in April by Mr. Jim Delatosa, and they told me about this unusual sighting in Switzerland.
All right, this is a video, 8mm film footage, 1976. There's a UFO over there just kind of going back and forth. Remember, Billy was invited to take all these photos and videos. They told him they wanted him to give this to the world. Again, just a disclaimer. My theory is that these are fallen angels, fallen beings.
Yeah. And
that they were planning a deception for a long time. They did it back in Noah's day. They're doing it again now. So, they come to people and they want these types of things to become part of the culture. popular culture. Okay.
By Mr. Myers. I've had a rather negative feeling towards UFOs because I said, unless I have something physical that I can get my hands on, just reported sightings and things like that have no interest to me. And from a human interest standpoint, I said, fine, I'll see what I can do to investigate these specimens that were left by these contacts. And so Mr. De La Tosa contacted Mr. Stevens, and he wrote to me the letter and sent me 3 specimens.
And did you analyze?
Yes, I did. If you want now, I can show you some of the results that we got with the first specimen that was given to us. It is silvery, as you can see, in color.
That's hard to see.
It looks like it has been melted. This is the raw specimen, which was mounted in plastic, lapped and polished to bring out some more of the metallic sheen and luster to it.
I'm going to try to go right to where his
As one
conclusion
goes
is.
to higher magnification zones attached to it. And there is this
Here you go.
reflective glare from the light source, as one can see here. But we're dealing now with polarized light, and there is this area illuminated. One side is highly metallic, and the other has some forms of crystalline occlusions attached to it.
So what year was this? 79?
Yeah. Now, this artifact's really small.
Yeah.
And part of what they discovered is inside you could probably see something that looks like right angles here.
Yeah, kind of.
Right?
It's really hard to see, but yeah.
I know it is, but just bear with me.
Expand the screen.
It's not gonna make too big of a difference.
No,
but
that's a lot big.
You see how there looks like there's something like right angles inside here?
Yeah.
So they found evidence of machining. Sorry, this thing's incredibly small. If you put it in your hand, it'd be like a little bead.
Wow.
Like a small piece of like a bead. And
so it was like
there's
CNC,
machining.
it looks like.
And then you see there's square angles here. There's 90-degree angles. These right angles cut into it. There's evidence of micro machining inside of this. Like there's even little, probably something that's similar to like what we would refer to as like maybe like what you see on a motherboard, or even like something like little cogwheels or something that look like little parts.
Yeah. Paranoid Radio's at a family dinner. I was trying to get him on because he's got, you've seen his show, dude. He has people like this, like really, like, he's got a lot of knowledge on it, but he's at a family dinner, so he's not going to hop on. But this is kind of mind blowing, because it's like this kind of stuff has been suppressed. Because I mean, if you think about it, isn't this something that we should be at? This information we should have been able to access without having to dive down some fucking crazy rabbit hole,
Well, this is something that's been out for a long time. It just isn't popular. Look at this interview with Billy Myers from 10 years ago. I mean, it was posted 10 years ago. Only has 124 views. I don't know what channel this is. If I go and look at their channel, they only got 41 subs. They got 4 videos. Like they just gave up. They're all from 10, 11, 12 years ago. But
what about, is there a website for this guy?
So there's a lot of them. The problem is like I said, there's people out there. Like if you go to www. And yet they fly, I think is and yet they fly.com.
And yet they fly. I'm gonna put it in the comments.
Hold on, let me find it. Theyfly.com. www.theyfly.com.
So people can check this
now
out.
I'm gonna show you something that's gonna trip you out, bro.
Yeah.
You see this photo? You see the photo in the background right here?
Yeah.
Let me find hold on. Let me find this photo.
Angel?
Huh?
Can you see the comments?
Yep.
Okay, just Trebless is in
right.
there.
Look, theyfly.com. Let me hold on. Billy Meyer photos. Just gonna Google Billy Meyer photos. Go to images, and we're gonna go look at some of these. All right, you see this one?
Yeah.
I guarantee you've seen this before and you know where it's from.
Let me see here. Looks like Lake Tahoe, kind of, but that's the only thing I could think of.
This was part of a very popular TV series. This guy Mulder had it poster hanging up on his wall.
The X-Files.
Mulder had the poster hanging up on his wall, bro.
Wow.
That's where that photo came from.
God damn. It seems like I'm okay. So we started this off F-16 shooting something down. A prediction made by this guy right here, right? And what?
No. The prediction was made by Cliff High.
Okay.
A web bot that Cliff High created, anyways.
And so, I don't understand. Like, if you really put it into perspective, this kind of shit has been being suppressed for so long because there's so much interest in it, and I've never even heard of this guy or the guy who invented the bot that predicted what's going on right now. That seems like it's kind of like lightweight bullshit, don't you think? I mean, we should be knowing about this. We should be able to look into this kind of shit. And like you said, how many millions of people you think have had some sort of interaction with some otherworldly, I guess, heavenly
millions. Millions of people, technically.
So all these years since the 70s, these photos have been out, which are way more compelling than the NASA photos. And people have heard about this shit. And then it's like, oh, you're an idiot if you believe this. And then we get a web bot that predicts something that happened right now.
They're like, you're an idiot if you believe it. Guess what? I mean, how much evidence have I just shown you? Hold on, bro. Let me show you something.
I'm gonna look up this F-16 thing too. And it was a F-16.
Here's a photo by Billy Meyer.
Yeah.
This is the photo taken March 8th, 1975. Okay.
That looks like it's off the screen, off the set of Little House on the Prairie, and they did not have photos.
Switzerland is beautiful. Switzerland is one of the most beautiful. The Alps, one of the most beautiful places in the world. But I want you to just look at, see the trees right here? See the shape of the UFO? See this? Now, let's go back to the poster that Mulder had on his wall for all these years that we were watching as kids. See the three trees and the shape of the UFO?
Yep.
You see the three trees and the shape of the UFO? Okay. There's 1, 2, 3, a little dip, and then a fat tree.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go back to Billy Meyer's photo. 1, 2, 3, a little dip, and then a fat tree.
Yeah.
This is the photo, bro, from that poster.
Hey, Paranoid Radio sent us a voice clip. I'm just gonna play it. I haven't listened to it, but I'm gonna play it right here real quick. See what he's got to say.
Let's go.
He's watching with the family, so it's like watching the Super Bowl when you're not supposed to at a family dinner. Here you go. Let's see if we can play it. Hold on, I got it. Hold on.
Yo,
can you hear it?
He's right on.
Yep.
Now let's just go a little historical with it. Tell him this, or share this audio with him. Yo, check it. There's a story in the Bible where there's a guy that's being possessed. Jesus walks up to him, and the guy says, Jesus asks him, "What's your name?" And he goes, "We are Legion." And then he commands the demons to leave the man. The demons ask Jesus not to send them to the abyss. Then Jesus tells them, "All right, leave." He goes, "Can we enter the pigs?" Then Jesus allows the demons to go into the pigs. Then the pigs jump off the cliff into the water. Then Jesus walks on the water as a symbol of, "I rule upon the waters where the abyss demons live." You see what I'm saying? Etc. and etc. Now you have the UAPs coming out of the water and people under oath saying that they're coming out of the water on 4K TV.
Yeah, so I get what he's saying too. So we're talking, you and me are talking about it coming from otherworldly and that from their person. That's why I wanted him on here, because he's he talks to these people, and a lot of people think these are coming from the sea. We have and there's compelling evidence both ways, So we have so Lake Huron. I'm going to go to what Trebus just said the debris finally collected after this was a 2023 UAP shoot down over Lake Huron, according to new FOIA release. So Lake Huron's one of the Great Lakes, right? Am I?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's one of the Great Lakes. So that would kind of go to what Trebus is saying, coming out of the water. So what's Mr. Myers saying is that they're otherworldly or interdimensional, or are they coming out of the water? You know, like, so this is something too, you know, what's your thoughts on that as far as it goes? I'm going to try to find this most recent shoot down. What, you know, break it down. What are your thoughts on what he said and how I was just, you know, kind of putting it, because I'm super.
I'll add another. I'm going to add another layer to that.
Okay.
Okay. So the word demon comes from the Greek word daemon. The word in Greek daemon is referring to a spirit or a divine power. Could be neutral or even positive. However, the spirits were thought in ancient Greece to act as intermediaries between gods and humans. They influence human affairs for good or bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in Christianity, demon took on a more negative influence, right?
Yeah.
And it was redefined as malevolent beings that oppose God and humanity. Okay. So the Greek New Testament used the word daemonion, or later on in Spanish and Latin was demonio, to describe evil spirits or demons. In Latin, daemon became the standard term for these beings. Okay. Where did demons come from? Do you know?
I feel, from my perspective and what I've understood, demon, the word demon is kind of come from the same place where the word like Satan or devil or devil or anything. It's just a linguistics.
Not quite. Not quite. I'm going to tell you something. Satan is spoken about in the Old Testament, right?
I've heard it both ways, but clear it up. You're a lot deeper in this.
Satan is spoken about in the Old Testament, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Satan is spoken about in the Old Testament. How many demons are mentioned in the Old Testament?
I'm not sure.
Zero. Exactly zero.
Yeah.
After the flood, evil spirits in the New Testament seem to be prominent, but with the story that Treblis was just talking about.
Yeah.
Jesus casting these evil spirits out of the great, and then he does this throughout his entire ministry. He cast 7 spirits out of Mary Magdalene, right? And she wasn't walking around like she was demon possessed. At least it doesn't describe that in the Bible. But yet somehow there was 7 evil spirits that were attached to her. So the evolution of the word demon has come to be now in modern terms an evil spirit, an evil supernatural entity, an evil spirit. Now, in the book of Enoch, why would there not be demons or evil spirits mentioned in the Old Testament, but they're a prominent feature of the New Testament? Okay, they go around profaning the name of God. Well, the Nephilim, the giants in the Old Testament, also walked around profaning the name of God. These giants, these Nephilim, right, were born from the Watchers or angelic beings and human women. They were portrayed as violent and destructive. They wreaked havoc on Earth. They consumed resources. They cannibalized and were responsible for a lot of bloodshed. Their unchecked violence and corruption contributed to the moral decay of humanity. Now, according to the book of Enoch, okay, God commanded the archangels, Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel, to take action. The Watchers, the fallen angels, were bound and cast into darkness. Right? So what the demons are not fallen angels. The fallen angels don't communicate with us. They're bound. They can't do anything.
They can't do shit,
But the Nephilim, which were physical beings, which were giants, were ordered to be destroyed. Now, how did God destroy them?
Cat in the lake of fire? Into water. Okay.
A great flood to cleanse the earth. The great flood flooded the earth and killed everything, killed the Nephilim. They were killed by water.
Okay. So that makes
now
sense.
listen,
That's where travels.
The book in the book of Enoch, chapter 15, verses 8 to 12.
Yeah.
The God tells Enoch that not only would these beings be destroyed, but that their spirits, which would be called evil spirits or unclean spirits, and would cause harm to humanity by influencing people towards violence and sin until the judgment day came.
So Trebles is like that's why the abyss is in the sea.
I'll give you another angle.
Yeah.
This is why the story of King David as a young boy killing a giant is important.
Yeah.
When they talk about, oh, God's going to give you the strength to kill giants, we are still in a battle with the giants to this day, but supernaturally.
Yeah, okay. I got something to show. I want to after you're done with that, I want to touch down back on this kind of where we started with this F-16. We're not just talking out our asses. I'm going to show you guys that this is.
If you want to share something real quick, I got to run to the bathroom.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and share it right now. So I'm going to have to pull yours
go
off.
Ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I'll be right back.
So add the stage here. I'm still learning here we go. So police collect wreckage. This is where we started this whole thing off of, with a couple of people who had, it was prophetic, a web bot, the guy Billy Meyer we're talking about. This happened in 2023. It was just released recently. Newly released documents have revealed that Canadian police collected debris of a UFO that was shot down over Lake Huron last year. The object was taken down February 12, 2023 by a U.S. F-16 fighter jet, marking the third such incident over North America. Witnesses described the object as octagonal with strings hanging off it before the jet fired 2 missiles, striking the UFO, then slowly descending into Canadian water. I'm not going to show, they're probably going to, whatever the video is probably going to show some sort of Chinese balloon, but this isn't what witnesses or the news or the military said. It wasn't some sort of Chinese weather balloon. So they picked up, documents obtained by CTV News stated the wreckage, physical evidence, was found on the shoreline of Lake Huron weeks after search efforts were suspended. That's telling me, so now they're saying the RCMP partnered with the American and Canadian Coast Guard to conduct a brief search following the incident, meaning some civilians found the wreckage, reported it. By February 16th, it was called off due to deteriorating weather and low probability of recovery, according to an RCMP statement. But the partially redacted emails quoted by CTV News revealed that the RCMP collected both material and a module from the site of the incident roughly 3 weeks after the object was shot down. National security officials have criticized the effort for lack of transparency because it's they're hiding shit from us. So what we're talking about right now, we're legitimately talking about something that happened, the aftermath of what happened, the people who said it was going to happen years ago, and somebody who tried to prove it decades, almost a half a century ago. And that's what we're talking about right now. So you guys can go look this stuff up for yourself. And once Angel's going to pop back on here in a minute, and then we'll go to it will kind of explain it a little bit in a little bit more detail. And the reason that he's talking about it in a biblical sense is because this stuff has been, for thousands of years, it's been talked about, right? And then again, there's a prediction by a web bot by, what was his name?
Cliff High, who created the web bot in 1997.
And so he's had some accurate predictions. And then so this looks like it happened in 2023, but it was just reported, just released. And I believe from what I just read that they found some stuff, relaunched the search for the debris because some civilians somewhere found the debris, reported it, and they found some sort of a module off of the craft that they knocked down. Right? That's crazy.
Now, here's the reason why I like to
hashtag
bring
look it up.
Look at this is why I like to consider the Bible as our primary source for historical fact. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, even though currently the Book of Enoch is not a part of our Bible, the Deuterocanon,
yeah,
that's only because it was not included. Because there's if you look at all the books of the Bible, there's so many cross references. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that video where they're showing the cross references in all the books of the Bible. There's like 65,000 cross references.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen by chance. This doesn't happen with any other book or collection of books or stories. 40 authors, 66 books, over 2,500 years, all telling a congruent story, and it matches. Okay, it matches together. Now, hold on.
You're pulling something. I think I got to add you back. So let me.
Go ahead and throw it up.
Yep, we're back up.
All right. Listen, I'm going to show you something. All right. And I'm glad Chat GPT is right here, so I don't have to type it all out to show you guys.
No shit, huh? Chat GPT is kind of tight, actually, except they lie about it.
Now, listen, this is the genealogy. Now, we talked about the Nephilim blood, the Nephilim DNA, the corrupted beings, right?
Yeah.
Now God was promising to reconcile his relationship back to humans by offering himself. The Messiah would come and would be sacrificed. It's written about in Isaiah. It's written about in the book of Psalms. There had to be a sacrifice made that would end all sacrifices, because the Jewish custom was to make a blood sacrifice for an atonement of your sin. But you had to continually do it because men continually sinned. There had to be one sacrifice that would end it all. And that was supposed to be the coming of the Messiah, right? That was going to free everybody, free the captives and all that. Well, how was he going to do that? By reconciling us back to God. So he had to be an innocent being, but he had to be God in the flesh, which means he had to be God, but he had to be 100% man as well. So the Son of God had to be equal to God. In the book of Isaiah, it said, I will say to the Son, oh God, your throne is forever. So why is God saying to the Son, or the prophet saying to the Son of God, that he referring to him as God, saying his throne is forever? It had to be God in the flesh. So Jesus Christ is supposed to be that sacrifice that was made for us. And if you think about that in that way, why does the book of Matthew, and I believe the book of Luke, I think it's Matthew and Luke, it describe the genealogy of Jesus from his mother Mary going all the way back to Noah?
Yeah.
Now, Noah in the book of Genesis is picked by God when the Nephilim were walking the earth. He was going to destroy the earth with a flood. He picked Noah because it said he was perfect in his generations. And then it lists the generations of Noah going back to Adam. So let's talk about that. Yeah. Adam was not his name. All of these are not names. These are transliterations, which is basically saying the way we pronounce the words in Hebrew. These are not the names of people. These were what their names meant. Whatever their name was, this is what their names meant. And the word in Hebrew, the way we transliterate it, became their names. Noah was not his name. Adam was not his name. Adam is a Hebrew word that means man. Right?
Yeah.
And the word is actually two words together, meaning man or earth. Adama, meaning ground, man or ground, right? Because man was formed out of the dust of the earth. That became Adam. So Adam means man. His son, Seth, comes from the word Hebrew that means appointed or granted. Okay. Yeah. So
I've been
Eve
through
said,
that. I've been actually through this. I think. This
is going to blow everyone's mind. Let's run through this.
Keep going.
So Seth means appointed or granted, and it's because Eve named him Seth, called him appointed, because he appointed her another seed in place of Abel, since Abel was killed by his brother Cain. So she lost a son, Abel, and then God appointed Seth to be born to take his place. Seth had a son, his name was Enosh. Enosh means mortal or human, frailty, reflecting the mortality of humanity, right?
Yeah.
Enosh had a son named Kenan. Kenan means sorrow. Kenan means sorrow. He had a son named Mahalalel. Mahalalel means praise of God or the blessed God. Mahalalel means the blessed God. Mahalalel has a son named Jared. Jared means descent or shall come down. Jared had a son named Enoch. Enoch was actually the great-grandfather of Noah. Enoch, his name means dedicated or initiated. Dedicated or initiated. Okay?
Yeah.
Enoch had a son named Methuselah. Methuselah, his name this word transliterated name means his death shall bring. Now, what's important about that is the prophecy that was told about the coming flood. The reason Noah was preaching about it for 120 years was because they were told, Methuselah's mother prophesied that when he died, that's when the judgment of God would come.
Yeah.
So Methuselah dies, and then the flood came.
Noah.
So they named him that because of the prophecy. They named him that, so his name meant his death shall bring.
Yeah.
Now, Methuselah had a son, Noah's dad, and his name was Lamech. Lamech means despair or to be brought low. Despair or to be brought low. Yeah. And then Lamech had Noah, his son Noah. And Noah means rest or comfort.
Yeah.
Now, I just showed you what all these names mean. This is the genealogy of Noah. This is why Noah was chosen and why his story made it into the Bible.
Yeah.
And his genealogy is mentioned in the Bible going back to Adam. One, it shows that he has no Nephilim blood in his DNA. These were all humans going back to Adam. But here's all the names, what the meanings are spelled out in a sentence. Man is appointed mortal sorrow, but the blessed God shall come down, teaching that his death shall bring the despairing rest.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. It all kind of falls into a like a timeline that's actually taken place, and most people don't know. They're oblivious to this kind of shit, you know. Yes. And now we're living. I mean, I don't even know what word to actually use. We're not, because the prophecy in this age isn't as detailed as it was then, but we're living in a spiritual era where it's a battle of good and evil, and the indigo children are gonna, you know, survive, and the children of the darkness, you know, are gonna, you know, crumble, but it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be hell on earth is what it feels like is coming towards us. You know, did you get that text I sent you? Angel?
Hold on.
I gotta show a Psycho News Network on Instagram at about 7 o'clock.
Okay, I think it's 7:30 right now.
And you're not my time. I got about 30 minutes, but it's crazy. That shit is mind blowing. You know what the fucked up part about it is? Now I'm going to be buried on websites and programs and YouTube for the next week trying to look all this shit up so I can even be on the same level as a lot of you guys, you know. It's fucking crazy.
Well, I want to close with this point, okay?
Yep.
The Bible is often referred to as a collection of fairy tales, and modern people think that science disproves the Bible, and there's absolutely, I can't find a single. I'm a big fan of science. I'm a nerd, bro. I can't find a single scientific discovery or archaeological discovery that has ever disproved the Bible. In fact, I'm just going to run through these real quick. These are historical, archaeological findings that we found that were already in the Bible before we found them. Okay?
Yeah.
The Dead Sea Scrolls were found from 1947 and 1956.
Yep.
And they confirm all the general references to Jewish religious practices and beliefs during the Second Temple period as described in the manuscripts of the Hebrew Bible. Okay?
Yeah.
The Tel Dan Stele. Okay? So they mention the House of David in the Bible. In 1993, a fragment discovered in northern Israel contained the first historical reference to King David outside the Bible. So King David, they thought was a myth, the guy who killed the giant, right? Yeah. This guy was a myth, the Bible's fairy tales, right? Except in 1993, they found evidence that King David was real and was king of Israel. Okay? The Bible had this story for thousands of years.
Yeah.
The pool of Siloam. In John 9:7, Jesus heals a blind man at a pool of Siloam. Archaeologists uncovered the pool during sewage repairs in Jerusalem and affirmed from the archaeological discovery, the evidence they found, that it had a role as a public gathering site during the Second Temple period when Jesus was on earth. This discovery was made in 2004. This is why for hundreds of years people said the Bible was fairy tales. Look at it. 1947, 1993, 2004. We are finding the evidence all the time in the last 100 years, less than 100 years, that the Bible is absolutely correct and archaeologically, historically accurate. The city of Jericho is referenced in Joshua 6. Excavations at Tel es-Sultan in the early 20th century uncovered ancient city walls that many associate with this biblical story. The timeline is debated, the exact timeline of them, but there's more evidence that this story from Joshua 6, which, by the way, in Joshua 6, in the book of Joshua, it talks about giants. In the book of Joshua, it talks about giants. The Babylonian Chronicles. So from 2 Kings 24 and 2 Chronicles 36, it talked about a Babylonian conquest in Judah. Clay tablets detailing Babylonian military campaigns, including Nebuchadnezzar's siege of Jerusalem, have corroborated biblical accounts.
They found cuneiform tablets that corroborated that recently as well.
That's what that is. That's what they're talking about. Babylon is where cuneiform originated from.
Yeah.
Okay. Hezekiah's tunnel. In 2 Kings 2020, Hezekiah's preparation for the Assyrian siege, they built a tunnel. We discovered a water tunnel in Jerusalem, confirmed to be the one mentioned in the Bible,
By
that was constructed
by
to
the
water
Gihon
supply
Spring.
during the siege.
Yeah, they found it by the Gihon Springs. And that was Hezekiah's tunnels, how David, or was it Solomon? Solomon, right? Went through Hezekiah's tunnel to conquer the Canaanites at what is now Jerusalem, through Hezekiah's tunnel at the Gihon Spring, right?
On a side note, Solomon mastered witchcraft.
Yeah.
But here, let's go.
Kabbalah.
That's why all the Kabbalah, all the esoteric schools, mystery schools, they follow. They have the Solomon seal, right, and all that.
Yep.
All right, so check this out. The Merneptah stele, 1208 BCE, the presence of Israelites in Canaan. Found in Egypt, this stele contains the earliest known reference to Israel as a people, validating their presence in the region during the late Bronze Age, which means that the Israelites were in Egypt, just like the Bible described.
Yeah.
On a side note, if you guys go to the Red Sea, there's tons of chariots and wheels and spears and stuff that belong to the Egyptian army of the Pharaoh at the bottom of the Red Sea with coral growing on it. Been there for thousands of years. How did it end up there? Well, the Bible tells us.
Yeah.
The house of God at Arad. Mention of temples and worship practices in ancient Israel. Deuteronomy 12:2-3. A small temple was unearthed in Arad, reflecting practices described in the Bible and demonstrating the coexistence of Yahweh worship with other religious practices. I don't know if you guys know this, but Yahweh, who the Israelites worshipped, it's God, was also worshipped by other people outside of the Israelites for some period of time. He was actually worshipped by Canaanites for a while as well. But the problem was they also worshipped other gods. So Yahweh, the true God, told the Israelites to worship only him, that he was a jealous God. He said, my name is jealous, and I don't want you worshiping other gods. These other gods are rocks. They're stone. They don't speak. They won't be there for you. They're deaf. They're dumb. They're dead. Their temples are empty.
We don't have a whole lot of time to get into it this time, but the only reference to God's name was when Moses was on the mountain and he said, "What is your name?" And he said, "I am." And I've never seen or heard Yahweh outside of, or in.
There's a lot of references to God's name. He even says, "My name is jealous."
I know, but he doesn't. So the Yahweh thing was taken out of, taken in. I think the Yahweh word was man-made. That's my opinion, but let's keep going. We're running short here, Angel. Let's go.
That's something that is also heavily discussed in esoteric circles. I know what you're talking about because I've studied esotericism, and they believe that Yahweh was the pagan god, and the Israelites stole the name.
I have to, so
Yep. So I know where that comes from. But I'm telling you, in the Bible, Yahweh was worshipped by the Israelites. That's God, who God is. They wouldn't say his name, and other people did worship him, and they also worshipped other gods at the same time. And he said, "I don't like that because they're dead and I'm alive."
Yeah.
Amen. The Hittite civilization. The Hittites are mentioned. This is an awesome one because the Hittites are mentioned a lot in the Old Testament. Yeah. And archaeologists believed that the Hittite civilization just didn't exist because there's no evidence of the Hittites ever existed.
They recently found a place labeled by their own script as Hattusha, Hittite.
Correct. Yep. So archaeologists initially doubting their existence, but discoveries of Hittite cities and records in Anatolia confirmed their historical presence.
Yep.
The Moabite stone, 2 Kings 3, Moab's rebellion against Israel. This inscription found in Devan, modern Jordan, describes King Mesh's victories, corroborating and expanding on the biblical narrative. Again, confirmed. The Bible is a historical book. Matthew 26:3. This is one of my favorites. Matthew 26:3 talks about Caiaphas. If you guys ever saw that show, The Chosen, Caiaphas was the high priest. That's the house that they judged Jesus in or whatever. They had his initial trial before turning him over to the Romans. So Caiaphas was the high priest of the Jewish temple in Jerusalem, involved in Jesus's trial. Now, a burial box, or what's called a what's it called? It'll come to me. A burial box inscribed with the name Caiaphas was found in Jerusalem and likely belonged to the high priest mentioned in the Gospels. Here's a kicker. Here's the kicker to this. I know something about this story that's not widely publicized. Do you know what they found buried in that tomb, his family tomb, next to his box?
With the Jesus family tomb?
No, Caiaphas's tomb.
I've heard of I know the Caiaphas tomb is somehow tied to
Caiaphas was the high priest involved in Jesus's trial. He led the trial against Jesus.
Yeah,
his burial box. Now, that was in the gospel. People believe the gospel is a fairy tale, right? But a burial box inscribed with the name Caiaphas was found in Jerusalem.
Ossuary.
An ossuary. There you go. Yeah, ossuary. Correct. The bone box is an ossuary.
Yeah.
Now, Caiaphas's bone box was found in Jerusalem. Do you know what was found buried with him?
No.
2 Roman nails.
Oh, the one with the ankle.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that. That
2
was
Roman
the proof
nails.
of
The same one that they found, right? So they found an artifact of a Roman nail inside of a heel of a human being that proved the story of Roman crucifixions and how they went down.
And how they did it. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So in a lot of depictions, they see Jesus's feet pinned together with a nail going through the center of them. That's not how it was done.
That's not how it was.
They were nailed to the side of each side of the cross using a nail through the ankle, and we found an ankle bone artifact with a Roman nail inside of it. That same style of Roman nail, 2 of them were buried with Caiaphas.
That's crazy. Josephus explained it where they'd put their foot on a platform. Their feet would be on a platform, and they would nail it through right above their heel on their ankle on the joint.
Yes.
And then the only way they can move up and down was press on that platform their feet were on, and it caused
so they could breathe.
But that was the only way that they would people who could do it was a lot longer than the people who weren't. You know, I mean, if they could push themselves up in an upright, I don't know. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, so it caused excruciating pain, and if they couldn't continue to do it, they would just suffocate eventually from being tired. Yeah, so that's why in the Bible it says they came and broke the legs of the people on the cross, but they didn't break Jesus's legs. They stabbed him with a spear. That was also a completion of a prophecy from the Old Testament. Here's one, the Pilate inscription in 1961. So in Matthew 27, it talks about Pontius Pilate's role in Jesus's trial. We had no external references to Pontius Pilate in the Roman or Judean history. It did not exist until 1961, when a stone inscription in Caesarea Maritima confirmed Pilate's position as a Roman prefect in Judea, which is like a governor. Yeah. So Pontius Pilate was the 5th governor of Judea in the Roman Empire around 27 to like 38 AD, which would have been around the time of Jesus's trial and execution.
Yeah.
It goes on and on and on and on, bro. Here, I'm going to show you. We're at 12 now. 13, Lachish released the Assyrian king. The ruins of Hazor. 14, the Cyrus cylinder. 15, the walls of Nehemiah. 16, the Herodium. 17, the Ebla tablets. 18. Now, if I say, can you give me 25 more?
So type that link into the comments so people could look this up.
Can you give me 25 additional historical?
Oh, that was just GPT, right?
Yup, findings. That prove the Bible's historicity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see how many it can give us.
What we need to do is figure out. Sit down.
Itself.
We should, or next time we get on a show together, what we should do is sit down and go use this AI platform to compare not just biblical, but cuneiform, Sanskrit, all the props, Buddhist, all the prophecies to all the end time prophecies to modern day.
Look, bro, here's 25. Look, just so you know, there's 25 new ones.
Mm-hmm.
Here's 25 more discoveries.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
So I mean, that's already we're at almost we're over 40.
Well, let's get down. Let's close out with what we started with. Let's circle all the way back, dude. And I want people to really be able to go look for themselves. So let's. I don't know why I'm getting echo right, but the chat bot. Is there a link to that people can look up?
I mean, whatever they saw on the screen, they could just go ask Chat GPT to look it up and ask it for sources. And if you ask it for sources, it'll give you plenty of sources.
Or no, I'm talking about the chat again. One more time, I forgot his name. The guy who invented it.
Oh, Cliff High. Cliff High, and that's Cliff with one F, right? Yeah, bringing it back. Cliff High Webbot. I'm putting it in the chat right now in the comments.
Yeah, I'll pull your. Oh shit, that's a different computer. Yeah, look that up, and then we got in that prophecy. So Joe Rogan, Donald Trump, 6 days before this is the guy posted that there was going to be an incident within 39 days of the Rogan episode. Before it was even announced, he posted. So clarify that one more time for everybody.
Sure. So the prediction was made by his webbot in 2009, which Joe Rogan had a podcast then, but it was obviously not that big. He was still doing acting and other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In 2009, the webbot said there would be what he calls, well, it would be like a triggering event. And this triggering event would be Joe Rogan interviewing Donald Trump. And then 39 days of that triggering event happening, that there would be some buildup and some incidents that would occur.
Yeah.
Right. That would involve, I guess you could say, conflict with like aliens, like alien attack stuff.
Yeah.
Like us shooting a UFO out of the sky, something like that, and it being public.
And that's the F-16 story that they put out because someone found a module and debris, and the RCMP had to get involved along with the American military to go ahead and get that debris before it got out, but it leaked anyway, right?
Now, I did notice that in that article it said this happened last February.
Yeah, it happened February 2023, but it just came out a couple days
ago. It just got published yesterday in the news. And what's funny is that Webbot is based on trending keyword searches. That's how it made predictions. It was originally used to predict stock market outcomes, but this is one of the results. It started predicting world events. Some of them were hits, some of them were misses.
Yeah.
Now, I want to bring this back all the way.
Yes.
Okay. To the escalation of alien or UFO encounters, whatever you want to refer to it as, the UAP phenomenon. The escalation of events, the frequency of events occurring, what type of events are occurring as well. Because if you look into it, it's not just UFO sightings, it's not just videos, it's not just government sightings, but as we confirmed with the Billy Meyer case, he's one of probably millions of people who have claimed to have had full-on contact and even conversations, and in some cases, even deeper interactions with these supposedly alien extraterrestrial entities. I don't believe they're extraterrestrial. I don't believe they originate from another planet. I believe what the Bible says. I believe that they are fallen beings. And I believe that they are planning on doing what their predecessors in the second rebellion. So there was a first rebellion with Satan and his angels. There's a second rebellion with the Watchers that birthed the Nephilim. And now we're watching a third rebellion occur where they're down here trying to mislead humans again into believing this alien nonsense so that we are completely blindsided and that many people are going to be lost. They're not going to accept what we proved. The Bible prophesied 300 times over that man in his appointed sorrow, right? That he would be, the blessed God would come down, that his death, that he will teach that his death shall bring the despaired rest. That's the prophecy that Jesus Christ, God himself, come down in the flesh and be born of a human woman, be 100% man, that would die to wash our sins away, to reconcile us back with our God, with our creator. And that because if we believed in that and we live like we believe in it and we welcome Jesus Christ into our lives, that we will be able to be reconciled with our God and live eternally in heaven with him. And these beings that were eternal beings, this is exactly what the book of Enoch says. God's told Enoch, go let them know that the angels that asked you to come here, that I made them to petition for man. I didn't make you to petition for angels. Let them know that they're going to be eternally bound and that they're going to await for a day of judgment, and they already had everlasting life. They can't get it back.
Yeah.
Neither can these Nephilim. They're not part of the God's plan of salvation. Me and you are a different creation, even lower than the angels, and he loves us. He's doing this to prove a point. You got to understand, bro. This is I hope that this reaches somebody's heart, because the God, the creator of the universe, is doing this for us, and we are lower than the angels and his other creations. And there's more than just the angels. The Elohim is plural. There's many Elohims. Okay. There's lowercase g gods.
Yeah.
And out of all of the creatures God created, we are the lowest of them, and he loves us the most.
Yeah.
And we have a chance of eternal life that these fallen beings don't have. So they're going to do whatever they can, just like they did in the days of Noah, to try to distract us, to try to lie to us, to try to teach us to do enchantments, all this new ageism, all this lucid dreaming and astral projection and all this stuff that they're teaching people. This is exactly what the fallen beings were condemned to the abyss in the book of Enoch were doing. The Bible says the book of Enoch says they were teaching humans enchantments.
Yes.
Now, I want you to understand that just like in the days of Noah, these beings who came down in these glowing chariots and had children with mankind and created a new race called the Nephilim. Mm-hmm. It's the exact same thing happening now with the UFO phenomenon. You got millions of people who believe that they have been impregnated on these ships, that they are then later abducted again and had whatever was inside of them growing taken out of them. Later on, they were shown again a child that looked like a hybrid between these beings and themselves. And they were told it was their children. They're hybrid projects. Go ahead and look up UFO abductee hybrid experiences. There's hundreds of them out there online. There's so many people. If you guys look at this Dan Lee Romachek or whatever, Romanek story on Netflix called Extraordinary, where he talks about him having children that they made with his DNA and another woman, that he ran into this woman that he was seeing in his abduction experiences, that he met her at a UFO conference where he was talking about his experience, and she said, I know you. He's like, I know you too. And they realized they had both been abducted at the same time and had a child together, and that they were told when they were abducted that this child was a hybrid, and it was a little girl, a blonde-haired girl with almond-shaped eyes. They even caught a picture of a picture of a girl who looked just like what he described at one of his events. I want you guys to look this information up because it's important. It all comes back to the gospel, the truth of the Bible, the reality of Jesus Christ. Because when the disciples asked Jesus about signs of his second coming, he said, nobody knows the time or the hour, not even me, just the Father. But he gave them one clue. He says, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be before the second coming of the Son of Man. And we are watching it happen all over again. Everything that happened in the book of Enoch, the Watchers, the Nephilim, the lies, the enchantment, them bringing all these new age religions and trying to create a one world government, the esoteric schools, the mystery cults, the Illuminati, it's all happening again. And it's just proof positive to me that the Bible is real and Jesus Christ is coming soon.
Everybody out there, you need to, look inside, look deep within, and get out there and read and study and research and find it out. Angel, I got 5 minutes, brother. I love you. We're going to do round 2 on this topic. I really want to cross-reference prophecies and stuff, but for now, shout it out. Where can they find you, get in touch with you, and learn more about this from the man, the myth, the legend, Gold Pills, Angel, Latinos for Trump? Where can they find you at?
I wear many hats, many places. My Instagram, my personal Instagram, I changed it to just doing Christian content. It's Crowned by Grace 777. My other business Instagram, Business and Politics, I moved everything to, is Disrupt with Angel. My YouTube channel for now is still Gold Pill Patriot. You guys can find me on any one of those platforms. Send me a DM. I'm always open to talk or jump on lives or whatever.
All right, let's so I'm going, just so everybody knows, I'm going on, let me see here. It is gonna be Psycho News Network. Angel, stay tuned. I might have to sneak you on there too to talk about this a little bit. Psycho News Network. Yeah, the night is young. And then round two, well, I'm gonna get at you no matter what when I'm off of this, and I really want to do that modern, the cross reference of the prophecies. Thanks for coming on and making a banger. Everybody loves it so far. I appreciate you like always. And then I want to have you on next week for some other stuff too, and I'll DM you or text you about it, and we'll kind of go from there. Maybe some uplifting stuff where people can start finding ways to make some extra money. Some of the stuff we've talked about offline, and help grow your network and my network, and start making some of that come to fruition for not only you and me, but for them as well.
Absolutely, man.
Gotta sign off. I got 2 minutes. I'll hit you up as soon as I get done. Keep your phone handy. If I can pull you on, I'm gonna pull you on, brother.
You got it, bro. God bless.
God bless. Talk to you soon. All right. God damn it. Gotta end this stream.
Take 3. Hey, what's up, G? Sack G mixed it. Hey, it's the art of revolution. Push the masses away from the media. Every day it's a new distraction from what matters to me. And you get the public together to speak in front of theater with a microphone dangling. Congress tied up and they hearing us like, hey y'all, I'm holding this microphone like a K-Dog. And with this AR, I kick the revolution way off. Today's the day, dog. They ain't like us, I'm quoting K-Dog. I'm from the days of face-to-face conversations like, hey, wait up. The fake is blatant, we ain't the racist. The claim is baseless, they taking face pics. The trade for information, take away your simple basics. The day-to-day Satan worship is taking place. It's your chance to speak your mind and probably your last time. Time is running out, we hustle every day for peace of mind. Cheap and grind, that's what I'm saying when I'm out here getting mine. Get in line, the time to make a difference is not. Push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say, and now's your time to say it, dude. Like push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say, and now's your time to say it, dude. Like pull it together, get your notes and take a step up. The road to freedom always begins with a single letter. Are we ever gonna take a chance to get a leg up? The time to use your voice is arisen like it's the 7th. The first step is to let the people know you're fed up. The sword is quite mighty, but the pen will stick the neck better. Don't ever settle and constantly question your surroundings. Shit is always going down around you that you can't see. Thomas Sue and the art of revolution. It's time to spark a conversation and shock the institution. Fuck the system like Kama Sutra propaganda and mass confusion to take away your sight and then leave you blind to honest truth. Give me 2 fingers up, but fuck peace, I'ma see a thumb. Middle one raised up higher than your middle son. Little ones paying the price of silence is within us, giving us no time to react like Chernobyl incidents. Ha. Push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say, and now's your time to say it, dude. Like push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say, and now's your time to say it, dude. Like